70-53. If it sounds wild, it was. If it sounds not close, it wasn't. This was a nail-biter here in Lubbock, Texas. I'm Barry Trammell, along with OSU writer Kyle Fredrickson. We're on Saturday. Oklahoma State survives Texas Tech 70-53. Kyle, it was a wild one. 2 late touchdowns for the Cowboys to extend the margin, but what a victory for a team that was down 17-0 early in the game.
Yeah, you said it, 17-0. We thought, uh-oh, here comes the blowout, that maybe the letdown for this OSU team that's won so many close victories. Maybe this was it. But give credit to OSU and the defensive and offensive staff for some of those halftime adjustments. Defense doesn't give up a single point in the third quarter. OSU goes to J.W. Walsh for really the majority of snaps in that second half, utilizing his zone read. That kind of picked up some of the run game. They were able to confuse the Tech defensive front a little bit, I think, with some of those changes. And it was just big play after big play. I think one game that might kind of go, overlooked in this one was Jalen McCleskey's punt return. Coming out there in the third quarter, OSU not really able to get anything going, and that kind of set the tone for everything else. But just a wild game, and credit to Coach Yursich, who I know that you were really impressed with how he was able to make things work tonight.
Yeah, the Cowboys offense struggled in the first quarter, got warmed up, got back within 38-28 in the by halftime, but Cowboy defense really had a poor half, gave up a lot of big plays, tackled poorly. Tech gets a couple of cross-country plays. Jakeem Grant, an unbelievable playmaker for Tech, goes 103 yards with a kickoff return, 90 yards with a little slide pass. So Cowboys on their heels, got back in the game, and then as the longer the game, the more dominant they became. Cowboys, as you said, went to Walsh, produced unbelievably in the fourth quarter. Before salting the game away by taking knees, OSU ran 7 plays and gained 233 total yards. 3 massive monster touchdown plays, all led by J.W. Walsh. So a great way to go into November, where the Cowboys, have a chance to do some great things.
Should also note that, following the homecoming crash last week, Texas Tech really stepped in and made some very kind gestures. Mike Gundy talked about that post-game. Really had the Big 12 in his eyes, more than any other conference, as a family. The teams genuinely like each other as people and as just organizations with all the things that they did for this game. But it's another tight victory for OSU, like we mentioned, and now they roll undefeated into Saturday's game against TCU. It should be a fun one, Barry.
Let's get to the Cowboy locker room, see what the Cowboys had to say.
Just in my history and being in this league a long time and watching people come out here and play and the success that they've had here statistically at home on offense, we felt like we were going to have to score at least 40 points. And our defense is pretty good. I don't know how good they are or whatever. We're going to play some really good. The team we play next has got a phenomenal offense. But when you play out here in this environment, when they're rolling, the quarterback's playing good, and 11's playing good, we felt like that we were going to have to score 40 points to win. And so we needed some things to give ourselves a chance. Mike and them did a good job. And Glenn, those guys, did a great job in the second half. JW's like the Energizer Bunny. You have to tell him to slow down a little bit. He's so excited he wants to do it, and he just wants to run through a wall. And so we have talked to him about the Kansas State theory over the last few years of how their quarterback slides and slides and slides and lets the play develop, and he's getting better. If you go back and look weeks ago, he's just too fast. He's running through there before the play could develop, and so we use them as an example of what they've done over the last few years with that quarterback, and he's getting a little better at the way he handles those plays.
I think anytime you have experience and all the repetition, you're going to get better. But, he's been running his own read since probably he was out of the womb, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's probably reading defensive ends, in kindergarten.
Right.
But, he's doing a great job for us, and he's secured the ball, obviously. He can't afford to lose the ball there. He's a guy that you can make an adjustment on the sideline. He's smart, he understands, and so he's just a really great piece of what we do, and very fortunate to have him.
You guys, before you took the knees, I think you ran 7 plays and had 233 total yards.
Wow, I didn't know that. I think, 1, our coaches had a great game plan, and then 2, we executed it pretty well. And that's what happens. You get good play calling, good execution, and great things will happen for you. And nobody had their head down at all. We were in the fight the whole time, is one of those wins that, it was a lot of fun for us. Everything about OSU is, we're family. We're very tight with the community, the coaches, the players, everybody. We love it. And, I didn't know any of this was going to happen, so it makes it just that much more special, but I just knew this season was going to be special. I knew we had a chance to make a run and play some good ball games. And so I'm just extremely proud of our guys for the way we fought this year.
People are going to see the big score, but is it the comeback, is it the 17-point rally that probably helped this team as much as anything in terms of confidence, that kind of thing?
I can't really point to one part. I think the defense got us a lot of good key stops in the second half, and we were able to put points on the board. And just the overall team effort, we kept fighting back and kept battling.
That it looked like you guys had been getting behind their secondary an awful lot, even though you just hadn't cashed in. So were you just thankful you got another opportunity there?
Yes, sir. I was just hoping that my team would execute like they always do, and coaches know what they're doing. So when he called it, just got to execute on my number. Gundy always tells us never get down, stay calm, and just keep doing what we're taught to do. And today I was a perfect example of what he talks about. But yeah, in the beginning I was nervous, just because it's close to home, I want to put a show on. But really, when I think about it, it's not about me. It's about me executing with my team, and we did it today.
I don't know if it was flat. I would say they were out executing us, and I called a bad game. So that's on me. Just get out executed, right? And you call a bad game. That's bad. It's bad coaching. I'm proud of our guys. They're hurting now. And again, that was another 100 plays plus, I think 94 countable, and then all the special teams. And I can't talk about injuries, but we're hurting. So they look like a mass unit on the sideline. They never had fear in their eye, and they were confident. And our offense did a tremendous job.
Well, my body's real beat up. I prepare for that. That's the kind of conditioning we go through. Coach Glass go through, and Coach Gunn give us a real good break. So we're very prepared to play long series.
You had a lot of guys play on defense today and contribute. Jordan Brailford played a lot and seemed to play well.
Oh yeah, those two guys, Jordan Brailford and Jarrell Owens, they really stepped up to the plate. We got a guy like Jimmy Bean go down, my partner. But, those two young guys came up and stepped up and make big plays when we needed them.
And so the Cowboys are 8-0, probably be in the top 10 come Saturday. And then, of course, that's when Texas Christian comes to town. The Horned Frogs in a battle of unbeatens. Game of the day in college football. Some things to shore up defensively, but the offense seems to be hitting its stride. TCU is going to be a fun day in Stillwater.
Yeah, Mike Gundy and Mike Yursich were watching on Thursday night as Trevon Boykin put on a show against West Virginia. So, undoubtedly they know the talent that they're up against. And, it's a 2:30 game on Fox, so it doesn't really get that primetime spotlight. Doesn't seem like the kind of game that, ESPN Game Day would pick up, but who knows, being that it's going to be one of the better matchups on the schedule. But this is definitely one of those season-defining games. If this is a game that OSU can pull off the upset, I think that those thoughts of a real shot at the Cowboy college football playoff kind of come to fruition as they go on the road against Iowa State and then get Baylor and OU to finish it out. They're certainly not the most talented OSU team that we've seen in recent memory going back to that 2011 year, but the schedule sets up perfect for them to possibly run the table and turn some heads late.
Well, it'll be fun. It certainly was fun here in Lubbock on Saturday, where the Cowboys beat Texas Tech 70-53. Stay tuned for further OSU football coverage here on News OK and every day in the Oklahoman.